Hi, I'm Josh Carving, and welcome to another Death Battle prediction video. But first, SpongeBob SquarePants vs. Super Friends Aquaman. The fight was ultimately basically as everyone saw it. No one was really going in thinking that Aquaman had any chance here. Anyone who knew about the string feat more or less knew it was a wash. Yeah, the fight was vaguely entertaining. I got a chuckle or two out of it. But for the most part, it was kind of not my thing. But yes, now we have the next time, which is also not what I'm hugely invested in, but it's definitely one of those ones that I've always known it was going to happen. It's basically been the whole time that Death Battle's been a thing. People have been requesting Michael versus Jason, if they're not asking for Freddy versus Jason, which some people just regard the movie as kind of a cop-out in terms of how it's won because of how much outside interference there is, but yeah, either way. We have this one here, this very classic matchup. And yeah, it's pretty one-sided. Certainly not as one-sided as a lot of other fights this season, considering the slightly more grounded scale of these characters. But in general, Jason is mostly dominating this whole fight. The only thing that Michael really takes is speed, because he's somewhat more frequently dodged gunfire. But I can almost guarantee that if you were to look through all of the the Jason comics, I can guarantee that you would actually find him dodging gunfire anyway. A lot of it comes down to the fact that pretty much everything that everything that Michael has, Jason is just a bit better in that regard. Like, yes, Michael has pretty solid regen. He's capable of surviving like multiple gunshots to the head, and then he recovers from it and comes back. But that's usually over the course of like days, if not years. Jason has like had half of his body blown up and then just like kind of been back in a couple minutes. So they're barely comparable in that regard, especially the regen. Michael just really lacks much of a means to permanently put him down. And ultimately the arsenals I don't think are going to be very important here. There's like the possession aspect for abilities, where both of them have possessed people after death. But Jason has done it a lot more. It was only really becoming a thing somewhat recently, which in that regard might not even show up in the episode because of the fact that the Michael movie just came out. They might black box it, where they mention off in the side, like, hey, he just showed off like this ability of like some possession stuff, but Jason's is better. That's what I kind of figure is going to end up happening with it. Yeah, I think this one's pretty clear cut. I don't see too much reason to drone on for it. So I will see you guys for the next one.